All 3 floors are family pictures. And then you go to this other room that has shoes. And it's just thousands and thousands.
Oh, they stripped them.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of shoes.
They crowded them into these rooms and then they gassed them.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever watched The Winds of War, oh, you should watch it. It is so true to what things were like. Kenneth and I were watching, this is off camera, but we were watching it and we made sure that nobody came because we don't want company, we were going to watch Winds of War. And right at the end, just right at the end of the last segment, it was on for, what, 3 or 4 weeks? Anyhow, our bird had convulsions and died. And we had to watch it the next time to find out what happened right at the end.
Well, that's
Wasn't
convenient.
it Victor Mature?
What?
Wasn't it Victor Mature?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Oh, I'll tell you, it is worth seeing, Jesse, because that'll give you a picture of what the war was like.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a show that was on HBO called Band of Brothers. It's based off of a book written by Stephen Ambrose, and it is amazing.
That's about the Vietnam War.
No, it's about World War II.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's about World War II, and it's about airborne, 101st Airborne. And in the 101st Airborne, there was one company called Easy Company that was at the front lines on every major battle in World War II. They dropped behind enemy lines on D-Day. They were a part of Market Garden. They were a part of the Battle of the Bulge. They were on the front lines of the Battle of the Bulge. They were the first Americans to find a concentration camp. And they literally, the people in the company they went to this town, and everyone in the town was kind of like, what are these Americans doing here? And then they smelled something weird. And some guys were just doing a little patrol, and they found this fence with people in it. And they're like, what? And so they went back and grabbed everyone. And so, yeah. And so they were the first ones to find a concentration camp. And then they were also the company that stormed the Eagle's Nest and captured Hitler's stronghold up at the top of the mountain in Austria. So they pretty much did everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all about them. It's 10 hours.
Another film you want to see is Corrie ten Boom's. What's the name of her film? Anyhow, if you read the book, you want to have a lot of Kleenex because it tells about her time in the concentration camp and about her father being gassed and her sister dying of starvation. And then she went out and preached the gospel to the Germans and tried to help them as much as she could get over the war because it was hard on the German people too.
Yeah, they were the first ones captured. Like if they weren't part of the party, they were the first people subjugated.
Oh, they were. Yeah. And The Sound of Music is very typical. That's real typical of what was happening.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably keep going. So I don't know what that means. Okay, whatever. So we've gone through the space race. We're in the 70s.